Wanted to make a video on the current wave of sexual harassment accusations that have come against a lot of prominent people. And first of all, I think when there's a sexual harassment accusation, or even the more serious being the more serious accusation as far as rape and things like that, are two different things as far as the weight that it carries and all that stuff. But I think they should all be investigated. What really is, I find disgusting, is that as soon as there is an accusation against a black lawmaker, a senator, or the guy from, I think from California, the black guy that's been a senator for a long time, the Democrats are calling for his resignation. However, when Al Franken, a white guy, got accused, they had sexual misconduct accusations against him, I didn't hear anybody asking for his resignation on the Democrat side. Al Franken came out and apologized, and then there were some videos of the main person that was accusing him of sexual misconduct, of her, doing sexual stuff on stage. So, that takes some weight out of her, her claims and stuff. But hey, if there was sexual misconduct, they should investigate. And then here's the deal: the Republicans, as soon as the 16 women who accused President Trump of sexual misconduct, one of them, a 13-year-old, accusing him of rape, there hasn't been, what has happened with that? No investigation, no nothing. Why? Because he's a rich white guy. So there's no investigation. There's no calling from the Republican side. There was no calling for him to even remove himself from the ballot or from the primaries, because these allegations have been out there for a long time, and nothing happens to this guy. There were no calls from the Republicans. As soon as a black guy gets accused of sexual misconduct, everybody's asking for his resignation. I mean, in the year 2007, the blatant racism of both parties comes to surface, rears its ugly head, and it says a lot about the moral fiber of this country, that it's still very much a racist society, a racist legislature from both sides, more so on the Republican side. I mean, it's just glaringly obvious and painfully, it's disgusting on the Republican side how racist they are. And then you have the surreptitious, a softer side of racism from the Democrat side. I don't know what else to say. Now, as far as the sexual misconduct allegations, they should investigate all of them. I don't care who it is. But if you're going to call for people are all indignant about the sexual allegations, and as they should be. But you can see where they lean. Where Roy Moore, a guy who was a judge, a guy who was kicked out of the Alabama Supreme Court for being a right-wing extremist, religious zealot. and glaringly racist, and I mean the list goes on, and then all this. I mean, he was even banned from a mall for because he kept her sexually harassing little girls, and here's an accusation of rape of a 14-year-old girl when he was 32 years old, and nothing happened to this guy. These guys are untouchable if you think about it. But personally, I think they should be, prosecuted or, put through the system due process. Here's an accusation from a person, and as far as I understand it, rape has no statute of limitations. Look what happened to Roman Polanski. For many years, he after many years after he got arrested, and I think they should be prosecuted. These people, they should go through all of them, according to what they were accused of. If it was some type of sexual harassment, as far as inappropriate advance to somebody, or and it depends on what it is, inappropriate advance. Because if two people like each other, that's another story. But if the person, if you're hounding the person, if you're harassing them after they told you they're not interested, then it becomes an harassment, and it depends on how far you take it as far as bullying them and stuff. But that's different than you putting your hands on them and or touching them without consent and all that stuff. So the law has to apply. There are different levels of sexual misconduct. But the ones that are, they should all be processed, and if there is some type of punitive action that the law prescribes for those, they should just all be put through the due process. But, the ones that are serious, the really serious ones, they should be disqualified, first of all, if they get found guilty. But if all of them should be put through the due process. Here's an indictment, or here's a charge, or there are charges brought up against you. If you need to be arrested, you get arrested. But certainly not this thing where if you're white and rich or popular, and you're one of these guys from the South or something like that, nothing happens to you, and you get to continue to run for office, even though there's the evidence against you is overwhelming, and you get all these people on the Republican side, supporting this guy who's got I don't know how many accusers, and some of them are accusing them of rape. And the same thing with Donald Trump. They don't even look at that. Here he is on Twitter, attacking people who get accused of sexual misconduct when he himself has been accused of raping a 13-year-old girl, and nothing has happened to him. So, here we are, 2017, and if you are white and rich and popular or Republican or Christian, nothing happens to you if you get accused of rape. And if you get accused of sexual misconduct and you're black, you are told to resign. So, hey, here we are. Great progress we've made. Whatever, man. How about it?